welcome to part one of the Storytellers Lounge interview with L.J. Snyder. I'm really happy you came today.
Thank you for having me.
And you are Our Lady of Poetics.
Yes.
That's a wonderful name.
Yeah, of course, raised Roman Catholic, I needed to somehow offhandedly have some weird tidbit relating back, right? There's a lot of ladies and things, I don't know. A lot of sacred this and heart of this and holy this, For me, it's just ironic, I don't know.
Oh, is your religion important to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I am spiritual. I'm a spiritual person. Like I have a higher power. It's not like Judeo-Christian God or anything like that. But I do have a higher power.
Is it your own or the universe or Einstein's or?
I like to think of her as Venus because, goddess of beauty and love.
Einstein wrote a letter to his daughter, and she kept it for 20 years. And they put it on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it, but he talked about how he had learned, but he didn't want this released, that the real power in the universe was the power of love, and that he could have changed his equations to put love in them, but he didn't do that. So
that's very sentimental for Einstein. I'm surprised.
I thought it was so interesting because of all the things that are happening in the Middle East, a lot of people are talking about the power of love or peace and how we need to get it back. Your poems, they are influenced by your feelings.
Yeah, it's very much my lived experiences. I mean, I guess anyone could say that. But definitely a lot of it as it relates through my body or how I try to engage it with the world around me, and it never quite lines up with expectations, I guess. There's a lot of missed opportunity, a lot of remorse there, because I'm one of those people that wants so desperately to be a certain way or for things to be a certain way. But it just never quite, it's like this endless, just rolling tragedy, if you will.
But it's hard to be a certain way in this world. And people have expectations of self and others. And so some people have a very, let's say, I'm going to just draw a square in the air. This is their idea about the world, and they don't deviate. And other people have a very broad expanse of it's the world, it's the universe. You are who you are, and trying to be oneself, I feel, for me personally, is very hard. And also to be an artist in the world is very hard because you're yourself, you're a person first, then an artist. But then sometimes it's the same thing. So I asked LJ if he would read one of my favorite poems of his.
Did you want a preface of any kind? Or just...
If you would like to talk about your poems, that would be good.
Me, I like just steamrolling right into it. Girl turns invisible on the Upper East Side. Walking out of the club, my tongue was tripping over my teeth, while my feet were tripping over my dress. And in these heels, there was no way I'd beat the sun uptown. But I walked anyway, making sure to let the whole aisle of Manhattan know just how fucked up I was, with an omnidirectional sway, sort of like an underachieving skyscraper. The great thing about relapsing is you never have to do it alone. There will undoubtedly always be morning birds singing, a chittering choir to blanket over my remorse. I had too many drinks to stand, let alone walk. Too many to drive before I got in the car. Too many to remember why I stopped in the first place. Too many to make a call before my phone died, but just enough to turn back into a star. I turned supernova, stardust in my veins, just like Moby said. It looked so much like the dreams I once had, shuttering off the rest of the world behind galaxies of empty space. That's my comfort zone. There she goes, party girl supernova, flying through the air, taking a breather on a dirty park bench. This party girl wasn't partly aware of the spectacle she turned herself into. I kept walking, scorching the sidewalk, trying not to light the whole world up with me. I walked to my boyfriend's apartment so he could take inventory of his cosmic phenomena. Maybe he'd wrap his hands around my ignited waist like he used to. Nothing says breakfast more than your junkie girlfriend unexpectedly at your door. Naturally, at 6 a.m., no one was awake. So the stoop became my night sky for a while, and I thought about how he said he was done with me 4 relapses ago. My dress was now cigarette smoke. My flesh was a feast for mosquitoes. People are passing now like comets, frozen, averting their gaze. I must be burning too bright. Excuse me. Can you tell me what time it is? Sorry, do you have the time? Excuse me, please, the time. But no one sees me. Nobody looks at me. Nobody sees me. Nobody needs me. Why can't anyone see me? I'm right here. The morning paper read, "Girl turns invisible in the Upper East Side." No, that can't be. She's just across the way. Can't you see her? Can't you see her burning? From a far enough distance, she almost looks alive. Yeah, that's that one.
That is the poem I heard you read. The first time I ever heard you read.
Was that the first time?
Yeah, and I don't know where we were, but I thought if LJ comes to read, I hope he reads that poem. This has been part 1 of our interview with LJ Snyder. Our interview really turned into a conversation, and I found myself sharing a lot of feelings with LJ. Stay tuned for part 2, more poems, more conversation, and thank you for watching the Storyteller's Lounge.